Hey, hi everyone. So in this video, we will mainly do a very interesting use case, particularly in the bioinformatics domain. So we, as you know, like we have this dbNSFP database, and all this, not only this database, any database where they update frequently. So we will have an use case where we will ask our agent to go to this website and read into the release notes page and try to summarize what all they have released, those kind of thing. Okay, so if, let's say, if I ask you to this time, what you will do, you will go to the website, you will download the release notes and read it and summarize it. The same thing now we'll ask our agent to do it. So that means agent is now replacing an human. So that's what I just said, the thinking will change. Earlier you were writing the code, but now we'll ask agent to do everything. We'll see that. Okay, so that's the use case. So if you go over here, right, dbNSFP database, so this is the dbNSFP database, and if you go to this releases, right, it current release is 531 January 2026. They have recently released it. So let's see, and older one is like 5.3. So this is 5.3.1. So let's see whether we will just tell our agent pass this one release notes this page. Agent will go and download and do that. So now if you think that if it's an LLM cannot do that, because but today's LLM like ChatGPT and all, they have the latest internet search, so they can do that. But I'm telling that if I give you an LLM model, it will not be able to do that. But if you equip your LLM model with this additional tool, that tool, what it does, it will go to this website, it will download that, it will parse that, and it will generate some text, and then your LLM can get the text and summarize the output. That's how what you will do, the same thing an agent will do. Okay, that's what we are building over here in this workflow. Okay, so as I said, I have the code available here in this course. If you go back, we finished this one, the second local LLM, the third one, if you go right, this is the agents with the tool. Okay, so dbNSFP, I think there is a mistake here, dbNSFP release notes checker. Okay, so let's fix this. Okay, so basically first step is, first you need to import everything, okay, the libraries. So basically we are using the load.env for environment variable loading, and from this agents we are importing runner, agent, function tool, OpenAI chat model, SQLite session, and you are also importing other thing that I need, like I need a request library to go to that URL, and I am using beautiful soap to parse that HTML page. Okay, so just import all these libraries, basic Python one, and now I am loading my environmental variable where the OpenAI key will be loaded. So now here I am defining, I will be now not using ChatGPT and the OpenAI model. I will be using my local GPT OSS model with the reasoning power. That's what I wanted to show you, how the model thinks. So create a client, and this we have seen in the last video, and now create a model using this one, and I'm using GPT OSS, and I'm specifying the client here. So now with this model variable now is nothing but the local LLM brain. Okay, so now I have assigned my brain. So now I'm defining a tool. Okay, what is this capability? So I wrote a very simple Python function, fetch dbNSFP releases. So what is the instruction? The doc string. This function, this tool, what it does is it fetches the dbNSFP release page content, and I'm giving the URL over here, and basically I'm using this Python request library and to get, and basically it will get all the text, and then I'm using this beautiful soap. From the text I'm converting mainly HTML parser I'm using to parse that content into this variable, and I'm converting that everything what I got into a text format. I'm returning that text to the user. So this is what my Python function, very simple function. It goes to this website and go to this release pages, and it extracting the downloading the data, and I'm using beautiful soup to parse the HTML content, because if you see, right, the HTML content will look like this. Okay, so I'm just passing that using beautiful soup package, and then whatever the text I got, that text will go and I'm returning that text. Okay, so basically when agent will call this tool, it will get simply text. So let's see, I'm just defining my tool. My tool name, tool is defined, and how did I define? I simply added one line @function underscore tool. So now this is my agent. So I have clearly instructed my system prompt. So you are a specialized agent for dbNSFP. Your task is to read the latest release notes from this website, this URL, and produce a concise, well formatted markdown summary containing the latest release version, release date if any, and a bulleted list of major changes or updates. So this is what I have asked the agent to. Now this agent is capable of doing this one. And now the name I gave this one, and this is my system prompt, the model what I the brain, and now I passed this particular tool what I defined, the fetch dbNSFP release. That means this now agent, not it has the brain and also it has the capability, brain plus capability. Now my agent is defined. Okay, so let's run this one agent. So now again rest everything same. So I'm creating a chat session and I define the chat function runner.run agent, the query or the message and the session, and output same. So now let's run this. So now remember that this will run in my local system. Okay, so let it open. Okay, so now let's open it. So I'll ask him, can you provide latest updates, release notes, updates from dbNSFP database. Okay, so now what will happen? It will now send this query to my local LLM. So let's meanwhile go back, and this will take some time because this is running on my laptop. So I will pause my video, but let's see meanwhile what is happening here. So now you see, so far this is this thing flow is not yet defined. So I'll have to keep refreshing this page. Okay, so I'll have to keep refreshing, sometimes it appears. So now you see first LLM generation, that means this is my first interaction. Okay, this is my system prompt and this is my query, can you provide the latest update. So now the reasoning, so now it started thinking, we need to fetch the dbNSFP release page, use function. See, that's the reasoning came. So now it knows that there is a function I have provided, use function. So now it called the fetch dbNSFP release function. Okay, so it called it. So now this function, actually my Python function, what it went to that site and it downloaded all this one and something it is doing, you know, see, it fetched this 5.3.1. so basically the output is what, a simple text. Okay, all whatever I extracted. So after that what will happen, it is now call the second time it will call, because it got now output from the tool, it will now consolidate and it will do its task, because in the task I have asked in system prompt that and produce a concise, well formatted markdown summary, because this is not yet done, it is only done up to the download step. Okay, and then it will now summarize it. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just pause for a minute, then I'll come back, then we will see, you know, how the response went. Okay. Okay, so this finished. So so now you see, once we got the result. Now second time it now went. You see, this is the system prompt. This is the query. Now it called the function. So that's this is also going as an input. Now this is the output from the function. All this goes as an input to the next LLM. And where the system prompt said that produce the markdown content, it summarizes the content. And now you see the reasoning here. So now we need concise markdown summary containing latest release version, release date, bulleted list of major this thing. The release date is V531 January. We will produce markdown. This is what the agent is now thinking. Okay, this is what my instruction was given. Now we will produce the markdown, and it gave us the output. So now you see, this is my chat window. It gave me an output in a markdown format. So the latest release is 5.3.1 January 1 2026, which is the correct one, and it give all the information what is available. Okay, so now I can ask further question on it, like what is there, this one, then it will remember this chart history and you will be able to interact it further. So you see, right, I mean the process is very simple. What we did, we wrote a simple Python function which and converted into a tool, and specifically this is the main core idea, core thing, like where we have told our instruction agent what to do. Okay, so that's about the this thing. Okay, like how you can create an agent to do that. Okay, so next video, right, next session, okay, we'll stop here. Next session we'll have a very interesting use case. Okay, so here we'll create multiple agents. So now so far we have seen this dbNSFP one agent, right? So now in the next use case we will create three different agent, like for dbNSFP Nomad is another database, and CleanVar, and then we'll have a main agent which the user will interact. So user will interact with the main agent and it will ask, can you give me update from CleanVar? So the main agent will now send this to CleanVar and it will give us the output. Same way, if you ask, can you give me update for Nomad, it will do that way and that way. So this is how the multi agent orchestration use case we will do. Okay, yeah, this is very exciting, and because it's a very lot many code, but don't worry, I will explain what we will do, but this is what we have for the next use case. Okay, I hope you like this video, and yes, I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.